Okay, YouTube, I'm back. Yeah, basically, I just decided to make this into two separate videos so it wouldn't be super long. So, yeah, this is the deck that I just showed you guys, my Rescue Dragon deck. And now I'm going to be going over how it does compared to the Dino Rabbit in the plant matchup. Like, I've tested this deck on Dino work against plant decks and Dino Rabbits with Tour Guide. Most of the ones on Dino work have Tour Guide. I know Mike didn't have Tour Guides in his plant build, but like that, it makes a difference, but to a certain extent. Like, I dueled him, like, not on camera because we were just playing for fun, but I beat him in both the matches we played. And it was pretty close too, 1 to game 3 every time. But here's how, like, this deck generally functions in the plant matchups. Okay, say plant matchup. This deck has a pretty decent matchup against plants because of their lack of back row, and the monsters they spit out are generally weaker than my dragons in comparison. Like, they summon Librarian, Catastor. The only real thing that kind of hurts is Trish and Scrap Dragon, but Trish probably more than Scrap. And Brionic is just a really bad move against this deck, because you're probably going to send back my Darkness Metal, which is a bad thing. So basically, what I was thinking when I chose to play this over the Rescue Rabbit build is, with Rescue Rabbit, you're playing a lot of weaker monsters, whereas your only real big win conditions can be Lagia and Dolka, which are amazing cards, don't get me wrong. I mean, I have the cards like somewhere over there in a separate pile, but that's all they can do. All they can do is summon Lagia or Dolka, set 5 and say end. But like with this deck, my logic when choosing it is this Rescue Rabbit does more than just make and exceed. Like, I can only make Roach and Utopia, but the thing is, when I'm playing against a rabbit or a plant player, basically Utopia wrecks the rabbit matchup. He's just awesome. I might put a second one in there because he's good. But usually I don't even go for exceeds when I do the rabbit play. I just summon rabbit, get my 2 guys, and then summon Darkness Metal, make Stardust. Of course, if they have Lagia, I'm going to either force the negation by summoning a Utopia, and then either having Monster Reborn, or say another dragon, or a Mass Dragon even, like to set up for my next turn. Like, things that, like, I can easily bait out their stuff and play a Feature Fusion, because pretty much if you can't predict what your opponent has for back rows in any matchup, that's kind of bad, because you should automatically, this is what I do, I automatically assume my opponent either has a warning or some sort of trap card face down. So I try to play around that. Even if I'm wrong and I play around it and they don't have an answer, that's better for me. Like, I didn't make a mistake at all. So basically, also in all these matchups, the plant and rabbit matchup, I'm just going to kind of space between them in the same thing. I'm not going to just talk about one. This card right here beats Thunder King. Like, he just kills a Thunder King, and then you have another one to hit for 2k. So you can apply massive damage with these dragons, and if you draw the normal monsters, it's even better than if you're playing a rabbit dino, because you, instead of drawing a 1700, you can only draw 1900 or above. So it's just like, that's much better. And basically, these also work with Darkness Metal, so they're never ever dead in your hand. So that's really good. And then, like, also, one thing I have that's working with me when I go into any of those plant or rabbit matchups is that when I summon rabbit, they automatically assume I'm playing the same deck. So say they have warning face down, and they have no monsters on the field, and then the only card they have is warning. I'm gonna basically go summon a rabbit. They're gonna be like, okay, because they're like, well, they might warning it, but if they do, I don't think I'd really care because that's only one card out of the 6 in my hand, so I'd probably have more options than that. But if they didn't warning this, bam, I have 2 of these. They're like, what the heck? What is this kid playing? He's playing Rescue Dragon. Then it'd be too late for the warning, so I'd hit them for 4K. Okay, that's over half their life points already. Then main phase 2, if I was thinking they had warning, I'd either I'd probably just succeed for something because I want to bait out that warning and then keep that darkness metal still in my hand for, combos later. Because I can always just bring back an Alexandrite and bam, I have a 2000 beater. Yeah, and then Maxi also really helps in both the matchups because it's like a threatening roar. Sometimes, like, they can get rid of my field presence by, like, the only real thing that a player can really get my field presence off the board is like a Dark Hole or a Black Rose Dragon, because usually I'm going to have huge dragons that they normally cannot attack over. So, yeah, that's pretty much what there is there. And then, I like it in the Dino matchup, the Rabbit Dino, when I can force their Lagia, like game 2 or 3 if I didn't win, with a smash. And then summon Rescue Rabbit, summon 2 dragons, remove for Darkness Metal. And now my monster is way higher than theirs. And unless they have like Forbidden Lance or Deep Prison, which if I thought they had Deep Prison, I would obviously not attack, wait to make a Scrap Dragon, then go in for the kill. But yeah. Overall though, my side deck is also a big booster in those matchups, which gives me even more advantage. It also depends on if I'm going first or second, whether I side certain cards or not. But this guy is absolutely amazing because they think it's a Mass Dragon, so they'll summon like, I don't know, like a Lagia, so they can just negate my Synchro. Then I flip this bad boy, boom. Yeah, and then Zenmanes doesn't really do much because I'm either going to summon a Prime and a Darkness Metal and just attack that thing and then negate its effect, or I'm just going to deprison it by forcing their attack if they think I have like nothing. If like they have a Thunder King or something and they attack and I let it go through, they'll automatically assume that I have nothing. So I just kind of bait out their stuff, play with their mind. Yeah, that's really it. All I can say is this deck has no bad matchups against this current meta. The only thing your opponent can really do against this deck is sack better than you. Like, this deck doesn't sack that much, but if your opponent gets an absolutely sacky hand, like BLS 1-for-1 Dandelion, Tengu, something ridiculous like that, you will probably lose unless you have the Maxi. But I digress. It's a really good deck. You guys should try it. I am personally only looking forward to the Light Pulsar Dragon. Sorry, I'm a little sick here. I'm only looking forward to the Light Pulsar Dragon and the new Dragon Structure deck. I personally think a lot of the other dragons suck. So, yeah. I'll make an updated build then, but hope you guys enjoyed it and see ya.